Hey guys, welcome back to PokeCharles. In this video, I'm going to get my Starburst candy out of the way. A couple people have asked about PSA cards. What do we think about them? Are they good? Are they not good? Worth the money? Not worth the money? How do you make your decision? So I think the first thing you have to remember is that you have basically two companies out there. You've got PSA and then you've got Beckett. Of course, everybody heard about the $10,000 shiny Charizard, BGS 10, Beckett, Gold Star, awesome, amazing. And Beckett's a really good company, but I think for the most part in Pokemon, people use PSA. Don't get me wrong, if you think that you have a card that's strong enough to send to Beckett that will get that score, a 10 in every category, by all means send it off, because if you are lucky enough to get that, it will be more valuable than obviously a PSA 10. But just to jump into the basics of it, so for instance, when we sent off our shiny Charizards, first of all, what you're seeing here is that this is from Rusty over at TCA Gaming. You can check him out on YouTube at TCA Gaming or tcagaming.com. I'll put his information in the bottom of the channel, but I recommend going through a broker, so to speak, like he's the middleman. Now, do you pay a little bit more going through him? Yes and no. It depends really on how many you're submitting, etc. I choose to do it because you have to think about it this way. He's submitting them in bulk. They see his name all the time, and we're all humans. If I see an order right here for some guy that I don't know, and I see an order right here for Rusty at TCA Gaming, I might just happen to grab this box first, and they can do what they want. It's their company. But the other reason why is that you have to remember that these turnaround times are estimated times once PSA actually opens your box. So this 85 business days doesn't mean when you send it off to Rusty 85 days later you have it. They could take 30 days to open your box. Once they open your box, then the 85-day counter starts. Now, so a couple things come into effect. For instance, when we did our Charizards, I took a look at the pricing and I said, okay, do I want 25 business days or 12 business days? Because you remember, the declared value on a PSA graded Charizard, I'm thinking they're PSA 10, so a PSA 10 is going to go more than $5.99. So what I noticed was that let's go with 33 bucks, because I wanted to save a little bit of money, and I figured 2-week turnaround's no big deal. So that's what I did. Now, if you notice here, if you want to do these, you need to have a minimum of 5 cards to be sent off. So, and just a little bit about, should I grade my card? Should I not grade my card? I'm always for having them graded. I think before I was like, not really. But one thing that I've noticed, especially if you take the time to look at eBay and looked at sold PSA cards, is that it doesn't really matter. PSA 1s through 10s sell. Obviously 10s get a greater value. But if you're, let's just say, doing $13 a card, for most of your stuff, does it raise the value 13 bucks? Well, it depends on the card. But what I would do is I wouldn't just send off a bunch of first edition common cards unless I had the complete set. Because if I had the complete set, then I'd want to PSA grade the entire set. Hopefully the whole set grades out, a 10 or a 9 or a 10, and then that makes every common card definitely worth that. Now the other side is that, okay, if I have a shiny Charizard, you guys have seen it out there, obviously the price has fluctuated lately, but let's call it $1,000 for a PSA 10 graded Charizard and $400 for what probably would be a PSA 10 graded Charizard that's not graded. So there's a $600 swing, and so I paid $33 to gamble on that $600 swing. Now, where I guess it would benefit is that, people selling it as that, oh man, hey, this this will grade a PSA 10. Well, what if it comes back as a PSA 9 or a PSA 8? Now you're talking that, that's, ooh man, well, I should have just sold it non-graded. Well, so that's where the next part of this comes in. Once Rusty basically takes these, he offers what he calls a raw review. And since obviously you guys see he opens a ton of cards, you can notate when you communicate with him, and for $2, he'll give you his professional opinion on the grade. So let's say you have that Charizard that you think might be an 8 or a 9. Pay him $2 and he'd be like, oh dude, this is a 10 all day long. Or you pay him $2 and he's like, dude, yeah, you don't want to have this graded because it's going to be like a 7 or a 6. You're better off just selling it not graded. So, but I mean, I think grading's cool, like having your card and the PSA case and the serial number or the Beckett case. Like, that's all really cool, like the DNA that they do on it and all that stuff. So it's really cool. But when it boils down to it, me personally, what we've done is we've chosen to grade we're grading all of our best cards for collection purposes and also for resale purposes, depending on the card or the situation. But I still think that I hold a reserve. Like right now, my first edition cards that I have complete sets of, I voted against grading them for now, only because that's going to require a lot of upfront money that I'm not ready to pay for. But we have a first edition E-Series EX Dragon set, and if that all graded out at a PSA 10, probably, which it will, that's going to astronomically increase the value of that set, way more than what it's going to cost me to get it graded. But of course, you have to remember, you have to have this upfront pricing up front. So you're talking a 100 card set at, even at the lowest price of, that's $1,300 up front just to get them graded. So not to mention the turnaround time is basically 3 months once they start looking at it. So you're talking, you need to prepare to have a 6-month investment, basically, if you're wanting to get a whole set graded and look at selling it. I mean, it's going to be about a 6-month cycle. So, but I wanted to just print this out just to show you guys. Like, I thought that was really cool that he offers to do that for just $2. That's safe money. But basically what you do is you just send him an email. He will send you a lot more information than I can. Oh yeah, there you go. See, it takes PSA about a month to enter in the system. The turnaround time is about 4 months start, so it takes a while, but I'm usually faster than regular submission, and that's where it helps to have him. So I think he has better rates. I do believe that these are better than just the normal PSA listed rates, but even if they're not, I think it's worth it just for that right there. Because for an extra $2, you can have his professional opinion before you send it off, and then worst case scenario, you're just out the shipping for him to ship it back to you. So, but basically, he's on the ball with it. That's who we have do all of our stuff. So if you guys have any more questions about the PSA grading process or anything that you like, definitely recommend Rusty. He's a very great asset to have in the community, and I recommend everybody obviously throwing him as much love as you can, because without him, I think that this community would be lacking a very valuable resource that it has with him. So I wish him all the luck, wish you guys all the luck. Thanks for checking out the channel. I hope you like this video. If you guys like more videos like this, I'll see what other stuff I can grab out there and make some videos of it. Tonight Charles is doing a pack battle, so we are getting ready for that, and we'll check you guys later. Thanks.